the best of the best. Now let's jump into number 20. I'm going to share with you a modern farmhouse blanket ladder that's super simple, super easy, and budget friendly. If you don't already have one in your home, I hope that this video can spark some inspiration for you to create one for your home. So let's get started on this blanket ladder. I went over to Lowe's and I picked up some lumber. It was a 1x3 and I had them cut it for me. I have them cut it down to 2 4-foot pieces and 5 12-inch pieces. And the great thing about it is that portion is already done. And it cost only $10. Using my Varathane wood stain in the color Kona. It's the same color that I used when I refreshed my kitchen dining table. I love the color. So since I've already got this color in my home, I thought I'd cross-pollinate my decor by adding it to the blanket ladder. The inspiration for this project came from the fact that because the weather is starting to get cooler again, so I know that we'll be using the blankets quite a bit. And I wanted some place to keep them other than just always on my chair. I tend to keep my blankets just folded up on the chair, thrown over the sofa. And sometimes I'd like to move them out of the way. So this year I will have access to them, but they will have a place. They will have a designated space other than the chair, other than the sofa. And I like that idea. I enjoyed making this project so much that I am going to make a second one for my bedroom. And I hope that you all give it a try as well. I believe that is it. I will let this dry for about 3 hours. And then I'll come back and put it together. Okay guys, it's the next day. And the wood stain has completely dried. And the items that I need to complete this project will be some rubber gloves. The rubber gloves are optional because, like I said, I let it dry overnight, so it is really dry, but I still may use them. A pencil for marking, a measuring tape, decorative nail heads, some furniture protectors, some wood glue, and a drill. Oh yeah, and you'll also need a block of wood to protect your surface when you're drilling nails. I will be putting a nail in each rung on the back side. And my glue gun, I will also be using this because I want to add a couple drops of hot glue on top of the wood glue so that it'll give me a quicker bond, because as I said, I have to flip it over. I'm going to flip it over and add some screws on the back for added support. So again, this is optional. If you want to just use wood glue and clamps, that's an idea. But I did want to put screws on the back. I've decided that I want my slats to overlap across, as opposed to being inside each piece. I want them to overlap. I don't know. I just like the look better, and it's also easier to do. So, and I also decided that I am going to use 4, what are these? Rungs, slats, cross wood beams. I don't know what you call, I don't know the correct term for this part of the ladder, but I've decided to use 4 of them as opposed to 5. So I do have an extra one here. I decided I needed about 6 inches in between each piece of, in between each slat. As I measured my blankets, and when they were folded up, that's about what worked for me. That works. I like the way that looks. Now you also want to make sure the long ones going this way, you need to make sure that these are even. You don't want to start gluing and nailing these together and the main structure piece is off. Otherwise you'll end up with a wonky ladder. And I almost did that. That's why it was just a reminder. Make sure these 2 pieces are even. I am going to put on gloves because I am messy when it comes to glue. The wood glue is dry and I have flipped it over. Now I'm going to add a screw in the back for just additional support. And here I'm just adding the Velcro pads to the back to protect the wall. I'll be right back. I'm going to take these nail heads outside and cut the nails down halfway so I don't have to go as far into the wood. That gives me more control and able to place the nail head exactly where I want it to be in each corner. I'll be right back. All right, so I've got the nail heads cut and I've got them placed where I want them to be. I truly enjoyed doing this project. It was super easy and it was super fun, and it only cost $10. If you like the way my modern farmhouse blanket ladder turned out, leave me a comment. I'd also appreciate if you gave me a thumbs up. If you like high-end decor and DIYs on a budget, hauls, clean with me, and basically all things home, hit the subscribe button along with the notification bell and then click all so that you don't miss out on any of my future videos. This video is in conjunction with a collaboration called Top 20 DIYs for 2020 and is being hosted by Heidi of Heidi Sambal DIYs and Leonette of DIY Beauty on Purpose. I will link both of their channels down below in the description box, along with the playlist of all the other content creators participating in today's collaboration. Our goal is to provide you with non-stop DIY motivation. So these are going to be DIYs from all seasons throughout the year. So once you finish watching my video, look down in my description box and follow that link to the other content creators participating today. Now let's jump into the next DIY in the countdown. And today I'm going to share with you an infinity wreath. I have my floral rings painted, and just a quick reminder, the largest one is 16 inches, the next one down is 12 inches, and the smallest one is 6 inches. I would have preferred maybe a 9-inch one, but they didn't have it, so I'm going to make do with what they have and now I have. I think that's it. I think I like that setup. I think that'll work for me because it gives me the space to put the flowers and the greenery around the bottom, but still allows you to see the other rings. So let's put this together. As I said earlier, I'm just going to use floral wire to make this happen. Now, something that I didn't take into consideration is that this wire is green, a dark green, and I painted the rings a light gray. So that's something you might want to keep in mind too. I didn't see any silver floral wire, but I probably could have maybe touched this up. But I'm going to try my best to cover this part here with some greenery. So just be mindful where you place it so you can cover it. Now you can use floral wire or you can use hot glue. I had, in my intentions is to use floral wire as opposed to hot glue, because even though hot glue is temporary and I can remove it, it makes more of a mess than it with the floral wire. Then I'd like to add maybe some pumpkins. Can be modern, it can be farmhouse, it can be glam. You can dress it up or dress it down. You can move the rings around to make it look like a Venn diagram of any sorts. So I love home decor that is versatile, that allows me to switch it up and change it around based on my mood in the season that I'm decorating for. I love making wreaths. Of those succulent pot. So I have a last minute change of plans. I decided I want to use my white rocks in here. I just think that would be so pretty. I think it would really pop that white and that turquoise or teal. I call it turquoise. So I'm going to add the rocks in here. I believe I got these rocks at, I don't know where I got these rocks. I either got them at Joann Crafts or Michael's. So I'll just take them off the stem to get the size that I want. And then nestle them down into the rocks. And I'm going to leave the stem on this one here. And I love this because it goes from red to orange to a variegated green. And I thought it picked up in the center of those so well. I thought that was so pretty. I want it a little more in the front. I want it spilling right across the top there. I decided that I would create my own tic-tac-toe board for my family to use outside on the deck. I went to Hobby Lobby and I purchased a large mirror, and I already had the washi tape. I purchased some X's and O's. They were, I think they were $1. They were $1.99 each, and at the time they were having a 50% off sale. So there's a pack of 2. So I guess about 50 cents a letter. So let's get started on this tic-tac-toe DIY. I'm going to use my washi tape to create my grid lines for the tic-tac-toe board. I would have used white, but I didn't have any white, and I thought this silver was really pretty. So I'm going to go with this, but you can use whatever color washi tape you like. You can even paint the lines if you like. But I have so much washi tape, I figured I might as well use them. Actually, this is 13. It's 13 by 13. I thought it was 12 by 12. So in tic-tac-toe, there's 9 squares. So I'm gonna have to do 2 lines this way and 2 lines this way. And then you have to leave room for the amount of washi tape. My washi tape is approximately a 1/2 inch wide. I think that's good. Okay, and we'll do the same thing in the other direction. This guide is a part of my Tim Holtz glass cutting board. It has a little lip on there and it helps you to guide you when you're making cuts. So it's really helping me out quite a bit on here. I like that. It makes a difference. I decided to go with the white because, I don't know. I just like the way the white letters look better. But you can make your letters whatever color you want. You can even spray paint these to whatever your decor is if you want to change the colors. But I had intended on using a white grid line, but I didn't have white washi tape. So that's why I went with the silver washi tape. So that was what I wanted to do. I wanted to do white, and then I decided to do white and silver. But whatever your decor colors are, you can really tailor this project to your liking. I like that. This DIY is super easy and super cute and super fun for the whole family. Today, I'm DIYing a standalone laundry room shelf. You don't want to miss it. The inspiration for this shelf came from Pinterest. I was looking to put a second shelf in my laundry room over the washer and dryer, but I knew that I needed to do it on a budget, and my go-to stores are still closed due to the quarantine. It can be used for an over the washer and dryer shelf, or it can be used for the back of a sofa. It just all depends upon how tall you make the legs. So I decided that that would be the perfect shelf that I would need in my laundry room. My husband and I went over to Home Depot to pick up the items that we needed to make this small makeover on a budget. I picked up a white floating shelf from Home Depot, along with some wooden dowels that were covered in white laminate. I picked up some brackets, and I picked up some double-sided screws. And I'm going to use these items to create a shelf that will stand over my washer and dryer. So let's get started. Let me show you what I did. Okay, so now I've got all 4 legs to the laundry room shelf cut. Now I'm going to add a double end screw to the tip of each leg so that I can screw them into the bracket. Okay, now I've got all 4 double-sided screws in the tops of the legs. Now I'm going to add the brackets. I'm going to mark where I pre-drill the holes to add the brackets. Okay guys, we're almost done. I got the brackets on the bottom of the shelf. Now we're going to add the legs. And now I'm going to add the E6000 to the molding that I'm going to add to the front of the shelf. Now I'm going to use my small cloche along with some items that I picked up from the Target dollar spot to create a winter scene inside of this cloche. I've also created some winter scenes in my large cloche. If you haven't seen those videos, I'm going to link them up above in the cards. I'm going to use the Epsom salt for 2 purposes. One is to give me that snow effect, and it's also to level out the bottom of this cloche. And then I also have some of the glittery snow that I got from the Dollar Tree. I love it because it has that iridescent. I don't know if the camera's picking it up. I'm just going to add some of that to the top. And then I'm going to take this lamp post. This lamp post is a part of a Christmas village that I did a few years back. So I'm going to take that and add it to the other side of the house here. And now I'm going to add some twinkle lights on the inside of the cloche. I was on Amazon and I was searching for storage and organizational products that I could use for my pantry. So I'm going to share with you the unboxing of those items that I purchased from Amazon. So let's get started with this much needed pantry organization. So these are the stackable trays that I got for the pantry. So I've got 2 different sizes here. I wanted to keep them clear because I need to be able to see. Because often I stand in my pantry and make my grocery lists. So I need to be able to see quickly what I have, what I don't have, what I need refills of. Even though I have a running a list of things that I need to pick up, I still like to be able to pop open the pantry and see right away what I need. So that's why I wanted to keep, that's why I'm going to keep it clear. This is my airtight food storage containers. It is the 7-piece that I will be using today as well. For those cereals and pastas and things like that that need a longer shelf time. These are perfect for that. And then this is the can dispenser. I don't drink a lot of sodas and soda cans, but I thought that this would be perfect for canned goods. I don't even really have a lot of canned goods, but I do have some. I try and keep some in the pantry, and I try and rotate them to keep them as fresh as possible. So instead of using them for soda cans, I'm going to use them for canned goods. This holds how many? I think it said, this is what, I don't know how many it's supposed to hold. I think it's 12. I think it's supposed to hold 12 cans, and I got 2 of them. So that's about right for me. It gives me a place to store the canned goods without having them all over the place, and it makes it a little easier for me to make sure I use whatever is first in, first out, to try and keep them as fresh as possible. I offload the pantry and put everything on the kitchen table, and I put them in the order of how I took them out, by shelf. I took everything out of the pantry and purged the items that had expired and that I no longer need. I then cleaned the shelves of the pantry, swept, and mopped. Okay, so I unboxed all my Amazon storage and organization containers. I washed them, dried them. I now have my containers inside the pantry, and I'm ready to put my items back. My containers came with labels, but I'm hesitant to use them because the items that I currently have in any given container can change. So I'm not sure what to do. What do you all think? If anyone knows, let me know how you do it in your pantry. Leave me a comment. Okay, now I've got everything back into the pantry, and I am loving the way it looks. It took a while. It took me a few hours to get this project done, but it was so needed, and I am so pleased with the way that it turned out. I still need to get a container for all of my chips. Well, actually, I saw one at Home Depot, and I will run over and pick that up because the container that I had was too small, and I did not want one that was I couldn't see through. So I am very pleased with the way that this turned out. I like the way that it looks, and it'll be easy for me to keep it this way. And then after this, I can go to the grocery store and pick up any necessary items that I had to purge. Down there, I just keep the fire extinguisher, and I've got my trash bags. I keep a couple of recipe books that I get from the grocery store there for quick ideas when I don't feel like going online. I usually keep my paper towels down here and extra water. And then here I've got, That's my popcorn basket. I eat lots of popcorn, whether I'm popping it myself or whether I am putting it in the microwave, and I know that's not the best way. I know that microwave popcorn is not that great for you. The Quinn is the one that I usually eat. It is organic. But I love popcorn. That is my snack of choice. I got a little Swiss Miss back there for hot chocolate. I've got some rices back there. I've got some 5-grain rice. That's my jasmine tea that I get from, that's the Trader Joe's brand. My stock. As you can tell, I love quinoa. And then that's the ginger tea. When I want a quick ginger tea, I usually make my ginger tea from actual ginger. I actually peel it and cook it. I love steel cut oatmeal, the blueberries and cranberry, and grits. A couple jars of gravy. I got my honey that I put in my tea at night. And I've got some peanut oil, which is what I cook with. I got some Pellegrino for dinner, some salad dressings, some sauces, some peanut butter, some more water that will be put into the refrigerator when we get low. I add additional craisins to my oatmeal sometimes. And then I have some seasoning mixes in here. I have some truffle sauce, some lemon and herb EVOO, and some buffalo sauce. And then up here, I purged a lot of my canned goods, so I don't have very many. I will have to go back and get some more. And I put them where the oldest is on the bottom, the newest is on the top, so that I can replace them accordingly. And then we got some snacks, things here that you may want to eat if you're in the mood for something sweet. And then over here is the rest of my canned goods, mostly soups. And here I have some coffee, and I've got some organic flax seeds. I've got some water, some soda, and tea. That's pretty much what we drink. With bread in the bread box. And again, I gotta get a basket for my chips because the basket that I purchased for them was too small. So, and then up here at the top, I have some cereal in the container here. That's in the container here. That's cereal. Then the next ones are pasta up above. Those are the spiral pastas. Up above there, up above the top is breadcrumbs. And then I've got some spaghetti. I've got some cavatappi. And some bow tie pasta. Up here, I have some more cereal. And I have some pistachios. And then in these two containers here on the side, as I said earlier, those I will be putting my meal prep containers and things that I don't necessarily want out but need contained. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I hope you enjoyed my pantry clean with me storage and organization redo. It was much needed, as you saw, and I love the way that it looks now. And I am going to update this pot and make it look like the one from House for a lot less. So as I said earlier, this cylinder planter pot I got from Hobby Lobby. It was originally $12.99 and I got it for 50% off. I also picked up some folk art white chalk paint that I'm going to use to stencil with. I picked up an actual stencil. It looks to me more like an Aztec type print. So I'm going to choose the two that I want to place on the bottom of my pot. And I also picked up some foam pouncers to do my stenciling with. And then inside I am going to use a I'm not exactly sure what kind of plant this is supposed to be. I don't know. I want to say palm because of this here at the bottom, but I'm not certain. And then of course I'm going to use some white rocks in the top. I'm going to cover that. I would use press and seal to cover this off, but I don't have any. So I'm going to use this foil to make it happen. So that's the portion that I intend to use right there.
Now I'm going to add some styrofoam in here so that I don't have to fill this whole pot with rocks.
And for this DIY project, I'm going to use a fall sign that I got from the Target dollar spot. I'm going to pop off that element and repaint it white. I couldn't decide whether I wanted to use spray paint or whether I wanted to use chalk paint. I decided I'm going to use spray paint, and I got this from Home Depot. I'm going to be using some burlap ribbon, and I got this from Michael's. I'm not sure if I'm going to use this garland wreath or not, but I might. And this came from Hobby Lobby, and I got the wooden letters Joy, and those came from Hobby Lobby. So now I'm going to pop off this apple element and paint the sign. I'll be right back. Okay, so now I'm back from painting this Target dollar spot fall frame. I'm going to run some burlap ribbon here down the center and crossways to make it look like a gift. Fold that back just a little bit, just to give me a neater edge. I apologize for the wind chimes that you hear going on in the background. It's a blustery day today. It's sunny, but slightly blustery. And then I'm going to use the wreath. I decided to use the wreath. It's really garland, but I'm using it as a wreath as opposed to the O. Because I like how the green is picking up the green on the edges of my burlap ribbon. I like that. So we're going to take the kitchen table out into the garage. We're going to sand it, we're going to stain it, and then we're going to put a couple coats of polyurethane on it. Would you ever consider restaining your kitchen table, or would you just replace it? Leave me a comment. I'd love to hear from you. And I'd also appreciate if you gave me a thumbs up. So here my husband is putting the sander together so we can get started sanding with a 220 grit sandpaper for a light sanding. We're not trying to take it down to bare wood. We're just taking the sheen. It's a semi-gloss sheen off the top of the table and restaining it. I've got the leaf here in the center. We're going to stain that as well. As you can see, it's worn. I've had this table for quite a while. This is probably the last step prior to replacing it. It's a beautiful mahogany colored table, but we're going to change it to a Kona table because I recently changed the chairs on this table. So I am going to match the actual table to the chairs. As you can see, this scratch here just happened today. That hurts, but we're going to sand that out. But it's worn. It's seen a lot of meals and a lot of DIY projects and a lot of homework. We're just going to refresh this kitchen table and make it look nice. Make it match the new chairs. So we put a drop cloth down and we raise the table up on some old paint cans because I think it'll be just a little easier to get to the legs this way. Okay, so we've got all the sanding done. So let's get ready to stain. I'm going to do a second polyurethane coat with no stain, just for added protection when you sit something hot on the table or a drinking glass, which we do often. So the first coat is complete. We're going to let it dry, and then we're going to come back and hit it with a second coat, and then we're going to do a polyurethane on top of that. So 1 down, 2 to go. Okay guys, this is day 2. We've got 2 coats of Kona colored stain, and it's looking fantastic. I love the way it looks. It took very well. We're going to add a coat of clear water-based polyurethane. I really like the way it came out. It's very pretty. We did just a few touch-up areas and added our first coat of polyurethane. It is a clear water-based polyurethane. You're able to put on a coat every 30 minutes. This is coat number 1. We are thinking we're going to do about 3 or 4 coats. We'll see, because the actual stain had polyurethane in it as well. So we may end up just doing maybe 3. We'll see. It's looking good. Okay guys, so this is it. We've done our final sanding, and this is our 4th coat. This is our final coat, and so far so good. Despite a few hiccups along the way, it has turned out really well, and I'm very happy that we did it. I really like the way this table turned out. I think it's beautiful. There will definitely be a sense of pride along with any meal that I sit down and eat here. So these are the ingredients that I will be using today to make my own homemade reed diffuser. I have essential oils that I ordered from Amazon. They are a fall and winter scent. I will be using a combination of vanilla, cinnamon, cranberry, and a little bit of spice, along with my Pyrex dish, bamboo skewers, or actual reed diffusers that I do have, and a jar to house your essential oils. Now let's get straight into the diffuser recipe. Creating a homemade reed diffuser for the holidays is incredibly easy. You really only need 3 ingredients. You need a carrier oil, and I'm going to be using almond oil, 100% organic almond oil. You'll need rubbing alcohol or vodka. The alcohol acts as a binding agent between the carrier oil, the almond oil in my case, and the essential oils. And the essential oils of choice. You need a 1/4 cup of almond oil. You need 2 tablespoons of alcohol. You need about 20 to 30 drops of essential oils. And then you stir it up. And once we've got it all mixed together, we can pour it into the bottle. You can use pretty much any glass bottle that you like. Just make sure it has a narrow neck, which keeps the essential oils from evaporating too quickly. As you can see, the reeds have actual holes that run the length of the reed from top to bottom, which allows for the essential oils to travel up those tunnels and permeate your room. But if you don't have a reed diffuser and all you have is skewers, they work too. They just don't work as well as the actual reeds. That smells so good. Recently, I had the opportunity to get some floating shelves hung in my bathrooms, in the guest bathroom in the foyer. The shelves are forever changing because you can get instant gratification by moving one item and placing another item. You can change up a look really quick, whether it's for the season or because it's Tuesday. And I can walk past it and change it up again. The way I have these shelves right now may not look this way in 2 weeks. So it's an ongoing process, and it changes along with me. And I think that's why I see it as a very creative and personal art form outlet. When you look my way, that is what I say. Whoa, love. Whoa, love. I wanna be all of the items here, I believe, came from either TJ Maxx or Home Goods as well. The plant here, this one, I believe, came from TJ Maxx. And then the washcloths, again, all of these items were something that I already had. It was a set that I bought to refresh the bathroom that I split in half and put half the towels over here because I just wanted to cross-pollinate the colors. I thought they matched the bathroom so perfectly. The lantern is something that I've already had. I had it for a few years. I can't remember where I got it from. You'll notice that the little box pictures that I have, I've got a couple of those. Those came from Home Goods. I believe this Provence lavender candle came from TJ Maxx. The vase came from Home Goods. The candle holders came from Michael's. And this candle holder, everyone knows where that came from, the Dollar Tree. I got these coasters from the Dollar Tree, and I decided I'd make a potted plant and I'd use this as my pot. I'm going to be using hot glue and E6000 because I do want it to be permanent. I already had this cactus. I am from the Southwest and I appreciate cacti, and I thought this was absolutely beautiful. I got this from Hobby Lobby. Now I'm going to get a piece of paper and put under me because, as you all know, I am kind of messy when it comes to glue. So I'm just going to use this little piece of paper underneath to keep me from making too big of a mess. So here I'm just scoring the bottom end of the coasters so that they can sit a little more flush. And I'm just taking the wooden dowel and just scratching off some of the cork board on the back. And I'm not going to do the one on the very bottom. I'm just going to do the ones that'll fit on the sides. Hey guys, let's connect on social media on Instagram and Pinterest at Creative Glam 1. I'm going to leave additional photos to this video over there. Stop by and check me out. And make sure you follow. Just a little green. Cactuses usually are very dry, so I don't want to make it too green, but I don't want it looking too dry either. Just a little variation of color I think will be perfect. And I'm not going to paint the dowels that I used for legs, but you can if you needed to. You could also paint the entire project white or whatever, you know, a paint technique or whatever you want it to do. But I'm going to leave it like it is. There we go. That is super cute and super easy.